Hello everyone. Welcome to, I don't know what kind of video this is going to be, but essentially I just wanted to summarize, I guess, where I've been. So the motivation to record videos has kind of been low as of the last, probably since like April, because I think April was the end of March, beginning of April was the last upload that I had. So I have been playing. I've also took a very, I would say it's a pretty long break to play Diablo 3, the season 35 of Diablo 3, as well as season 9 of Diablo 4. So I played the heck out of that and really wasn't doing too much on RS, nor did I really feel like I wanted to record what I was doing, just because a little burnt. Did a lot of things in that time that probably would have been worth recording and it made a good video, but I just thought that while I kill some lizardmen shamans here to try and snag a warhammer, just kind of recapping, what's happened the last couple months. So I still have all the screenshots of everything, so I can flash those up as we go. But lots happened since last time I made a video here. So, well, we ended off on 1200 clogs. So that we ended up getting the Saradomin Godsword special attack was the last one. After taking a look at the previous video. If we take a look now, we're at 1276. So that's in a lot of hours have gone in between 1200 to 1276. So I'll try and summarize the best I can. There has been some, I guess, clogflation, especially with the scroll cases. So that needs to be accounted for as well. But starting off, I started to do some mahogany homes. I wanted to finish that off. So we started off getting the carpenter's shirt. And then from there, there was an update to Castle Wars where one, the loot was really cracked, but you could also basically AFK on the mass worlds, and it was significantly easier than doloing it, and you got more tickets. Literally cut this grind down so much. And I really didn't care much to keep the unique, so I just did the 800 tickets, and I'll just flash through me claiming the yellow decorative. Most notably the plate body, because that's the most expensive, but that actually green logged Castle Wars for us. Take a look at that. We had done up until the yellow set before, but finally go over the line with that. And the next log that I have here after that was actually a really fun one, and it was Scurry. So AFK blood barraging while, well, in this case playing Diablo or doing whatever I was doing. We ended up getting the Scurry pet at 1,002 kill count, which is really spooned. I know people, and I've seen people in the tens of thousands plus. Not me though. We take those. So we take the victories where we can get them, but that was a nice AFK pet out of the way. Then from there, we had some clue items, just flashed them up, and then we ended up getting the Mist Battle Staff from a Superior Araxite. First one's okay, right? This is, if we get it again, it's bad, but at least we're hitting the Superior table. I don't know how many Superiors I have. I don't really want to spoil too much. Actually, I didn't get the heart. I don't have a Slayer Helm. Whatever. It's several hundred superiors, but... And from there, we had a Zilliana task, and we ended up getting a Saradomin's Light, which is pretty neat. And then a giant boot from a clue scroll. And then finally, the Hosidius Blueprints, which is by far the most from Mahogany Homes. So that ended up taking me 975 contracts to Greenlog, mahogany homes. Honestly, it's really brain off, and the quality of life changes that they made are actually pretty good. I really enjoyed. I don't enjoy it, but after doing it beforehand and after, the changes are definitely noticeable and make things a lot more bearable. And then from there, we have Yama. So we got the dossier, the lockbox, the oath plate shards, the barrel, and the chasm teleport, as well as the double death charge. So basically all just the stock standard Yama uniques. I went really crazy when Yama first came out, and we were lucky enough to get a Soul Flame horn when they were still expensive. So I ended up actually selling that for 50 mil and getting a 25 mil split on that. Crazy to think about nowadays how cheap those were, but. And then from there, I actually had a clan event with some, I guess, previous friends. Still good friends, but I was just previously in that clan. They had a tile event, and the tile that I really locked in on was the wildy weapons, because I still needed revs. But after quite a few wildy tasks, we were lucky enough to pull a Vigor's chain mace. Super happy to get that. That's actually my first rev weapon, so finally on the board there. I will be going back to revs after these Slayer changes once I get my block list set up and everything. And, you know, once that is done. Another tile that we needed to win was actually Fosani's. So I ended up getting the Sleepy Tablet on 17 KC. I know they moved the bar down, but I was really happy to get that just because, one, annoying to get back there, and two, the clue step in the Sanctuary, the Sisterhood Sanctuary, also infinitely speeds that up. It was, again, just a matter of time till that happened. And then we entered the Yama arc. So we finally broke the dry streak of Oathplate legs at, it was like 800 and something kill count. So before they changed the Arclight and how it works, I was potting the Contract of Familiar Acquisition a lot with Mr. Monsoon here, where you could make it a chicken and then hit it. So basically you can send melee range and not hit it. Get a 250 plus pet contracts, and unfortunately did not receive Yami. And then it was subsequently nerfed. Again, it's still super doable now, even with the nerf. Just kind of have to actually engage with the mechanics. So that was a bit deflating, and it had been so long since I had seen a piece of Oathplate. It was just not, I was just not having a good time there. But it did prep me for being able to have enough confidence to go for Radiant Oathplate. So I'll throw some of the screenshots up on screen, but we were able to do that. Again, being able to dodge the mechanics and just doing so much of the pet contract basically on easy mode, that helped a lot. And again, a lot of the methods were figured out by the time I had tried to go for it. So the Joe Watermelon path, super helpful with the Scorching Bow. But that was a good achievement. But from there, we ended up shredding some more clue scrolls, and we were actually lucky enough to get the light bow tie. Shout out Domas on this one. But any tux pieces is fantastic, and then some other clue junk. Just scrolling through it here. Next was the steel ring, so that was the new drop added to the deranged archaeologist. Just snagged that real quick, got super lucky on that, as well as the Jewel of a Masket. So did a Toa to grab that easy clog, and then we started to head to the next grind, which was actually Mythical Dragons. So with the changes of the Dragon Hunter wand, I actually made a video on it. You actually were able to AFK Blood Barrage mithril dragons without dying. So essentially you could stay there indefinitely, bring goading potions to keep aggro, but went through and got some of the ancient pages I was missing. Again, it was just naturally going to happen and ended up greening that section. The next one, I had cashed in all of my bird's eggs that I had been saving on the forestry world, and we were actually lucky enough to get the evil chicken feet. I did also get a duplicate evil chicken helm, or hat, whatever. Not fun, but is what it is. And then we got the clogflation of all these scroll cases, some more ancient pages, and then we were finally able to get a Zammy hilt. So I'd actually been really unlucky at Zammy. I was like 400 KC without a spear, which stinks, but I've gotten subsequently all the other drops afterwards, which, ebbs and flows. Then from there, the Varlamore update came out. So there's us grabbing the Ent branch, doing the fletching veiled totems on day of release. Really enjoyable, actually. Excited to go back there on the iron. I thought it was really well executed and pretty well balanced and fit its purpose really well. And the area is really pretty as well. So, I really like the new Varlamore areas. I think they all look super cool. And then we have some Doom. So we have the Macchiato Waystone, the Demon Tears, just super common, check those off. We ended up getting the bowstring spool and the fletching knife. We actually got super lucky with those. And then even luckiest of all, we were actually able to get the green mask. So we were just going to save up the points and buy it. I did want to keep the fletching knife for Wintertaught because I still need the Tome of Fire. And it's actually super cozy there. But nice to get that out of the way. Some fun little side quest, if you will, for it. But yeah, super rate Veiled Totem super highly. I think they did a really good job with it. Also went over and snagged the Earthbound Tech, I don't even know how to say that, Tech Pottle. It's basically the boppers, but the dabby boppers. And then another clue item. Grabbed the broken antler actually while doing the quest, so I didn't even really go for that. And then finally, we got our first glowy hole, and we ended up getting an Eye of Ayak. I had completed over 1,000 waves before I had gotten my first drop, so that wasn't great at all. I was dying on 8. I was kind of getting cooked, but when it rains it pours, I guess, and I will throw the clip for the next glowy hole. Oh my gosh, glowy hole, glowy hole, glowy hole, glowy hole. Bang! Oh, I get the bang! Okay, Larry, get in here. Okay, we got the pet. So Mr. Dom, or Larry, we got him at 1286 waves completed. And shortly after that, we ended up getting the cloth on wave 4. So nice little chunk of change there, as well as the pet. So basically, we'll take a look at the collection log while we're here. And we'll take a look at Doom. We only need the treads to green log. Only 76 deep delves. My highest is only 12. I'm still, I guess, learning. Well, I've kind of got the method down. It's just skill issue at this point. But hopefully we can snag the boots. It would have been nice to get them while they were giga expensive, but nonetheless, we will get them eventually. And then from there, we got another Zammy drop, some more clue items, and the basically grand finale that basically wanted me to go into this. At 213 chewed bones, we achieved the Dragon Full Helm. Super unexpected. I was just burning an inventory right before I was about to go to bed. So after I got it, I was, this is super cool. Let me just finish the bones on my inventory because, that's what normal person would do. We got another one at 219. I got another Dragon Full Health. I don't even know. I tweeted it. It got a lot of interactions, but like, holy moly, that is certainly one of the drops of all time to get back to back. But those Johns were about 70 mil each, so quick 140 added to the good old bank value. But the last clog from this video was LMS. I don't know if everyone had seen on Reddit or Twitter or X or whatever that the bots were super bad at LMS. Like the world was full of bots. I decided to take advantage of it, and the only games I lost were to people in my clan doing the same thing. That was pretty funny. But we ended up getting the Guthixian icon. I ended up selling it back, so we got 400 points total now, but need to get 810 to buy and sell back all the halos, and then from there we just need the win capes. I think I'm at like 95 wins at the moment. Look here at the minigame section. We are at 95 wins, so I honestly think 100 cape in the halos is my and the Swiftblade eventually is probably where I'll put a pin in LMS for the time being. I think 500 and 1,000 is gonna be something. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, that's where we're at. I know I kind of just rambled for 10 minutes, but a lot of progress in there. Lots and lots of hours of playing. I know they're unfortunately just screenshots just because I didn't really wasn't recording at the time, but I'm gonna try and change that now. I'll throw in some clips here at the end of me playing and whatnot, or I may have thrown them in before, not sure. But we're gonna try and go for the Dragon Warhammer as I've been doing this whole time. And it really led me to one of a video by my friend Swerve about macro goals and macro completions. I think that he makes a lot of great points that I had agreed with in that video of really realistically potting content that I don't think is going to get changed or has recently been changed to be easier. And this is a great example of that. This method had always exist, but the drop rate had gone from 1 in 5,000 to 1 in 3,000. So I don't think it's going to go any lower than that. And it's only possible for this Red X method to be removed. So again, leading me just to want to try and knock it out. And I get an excuse to use this crystal armor that I've had for a long time that I just never use anymore because there's no need for it. Even though the shadow is just a tiny bit better, I'm just coping because it sits in my bank. But yeah, if I'll try and record some, do my best to actually try and get some live action clips of the next coming weeks and probably months. Depends again when the upload goes up. But if you have any suggestions or if I actually missed anything, please let me know in the comments. I know this is more of just throw this on the side monitor and listen kind of video, but if you made it this far, I do appreciate you watching and for the support, and have a wonderful rest of your day.